Duh! Hey guys, it's day 42 and it's 5:40 something in the afternoon. So you know what that means. It's late. Add buttons to a tag or journal pages. Okay, that's easy. I'll leave these out because I might add some buttons. In fact, I interrupted. I don't know what I was saying. Buttons to, I was saying, in fact, I think these would make the perfect candidate for some buttons right here on these little petals. So let me gather up some buttons and some thread and a needle and we will get to buttoning. Okay guys, here's how this is going to go down. I pulled out some beige thread and some black thread and I have an awl because some of these tags that I've used are thicker and they're harder to get through with a needle, so I puncture the hole ahead of time. And I use a big needle because on those that aren't too thick, I can get the needle through easier with this instead of using a little fine sewing needle. And of course scissors. So I've already put these buttons on and here's why I did it and here's what we're going to do going forward. I did it to get started so that I could not do all these on camera for you because it's monotonous. It takes a while. And then the timer for the oven went off. I'm baking potatoes and I had set an alarm on my phone to go off so that it would remind me in case I didn't hear the timer. Well, luckily my door's open, so I heard the timer and I checked my phone. I'm like, why didn't that timer go off? Well, I set it for AM, so that would have never gone off. Duh. So I finished all three of these tags and all I did was add buttons to the little petals. And so what we're going to do going forward is, because I'm tired. I'm tired today. I'm putting these in the box of things we've made and I'm going to go through the box from the back forward and I'm going to pick out things I might want to add buttons to, and then I'm going to come back to my table. I'm going to add the buttons and then I'm going to turn the camera on and I'll show you what I've done. All right, so I'll be back in a second when I have the next thing to show you. This one I'm going to do with you because it's easy. I'm just going to glue it on. I chose a button that I was going to use on this and it was just too predictable. It was dark green and it just was big and I thought, no, this is less predictable, and it's like a tweed covered button, so we're going to use that. And later on I might wrap some ribbon around it or something like that. Try to keep a little space in it for wrapping twine or something. Put a big dab of glue and just gonna stick it down right there. Okay, so I've done one with you. The next one, remember these little guys? I just added one to one of these tags. I took the one that had the fiber in the center of the flower and I put the button in it. And I glued the button on, but before I glued it on, I took thread and I wove it in and out of the holes so that it would look like it was sewn on, but it's not sewn on. Okay, so that's the next one. I'm going to add a button to this one, and it's going to be another one that's glued on, so I'll do it with you guys. And I'm just going to plop it right in the center. I know. Crazy. Okay. Looks like a big door with a knob in the middle or something. Okay, I'm going to be back with the next one. Here's the next one. I just added a little button at the corner down here, and everywhere that I stitch a button on, I'm leaving it raw on the back. Like these here, I did a hatchet job. I went all the way across instead of each one individually because I'm going to be covering the back. But anywhere that I've done one that I don't like it, I'll just cover it with a little piece of paper or a little piece of fabric or something. It'll be fine. Okay, the next one is I put a button on the tea bag tag on one side. Okay, and then on the other one I took one of the pieces we did in the embossing video and I put a button right in the center of that little flower we embossed. Kind of brings it out better. And I used brown thread for this one. This one I'm going to do, I'll do with you guys because it's partly gluing. I'm going to take this index card and I don't know why, I just want to put this button on there, but this one has a shank. Now you can cut the shank off. Just get a pair of scissors that are sturdy enough and cut the shank. But I don't want to cut the shank. So I'm going to take my awl and I'm going to poke a hole in the center of my little butterfly there. And I'm going to push my shank through that way. And then I'm going to glue it down I don't have, well, I probably do somewhere, the little clips that you put in the shank to hold buttons on when you push them through things. But I'm not going to look for that because I don't really want that. I'm just going to glue it. I can always cut the shank later. If I decide to use this on something that I need it to lay flat, then I'll just cut the shank off. But for now, it's just poking through the back. That's this one. Okay, for this one, I just took a little button and stitched it right down there. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is in this little journal that we made. I thought I'd put some buttons on here, and I was trying to decide if I wanted them clustered down here or in a row, and I think I want them in a row. I've got 2 little ones and a big one here, and these are old. They came off of old shirts, and the thread is still in them, so I don't have to stitch them on. I'm just going to glue them because there's already thread there that makes them look as if they've been stitched. Okay. So that's what we're going to do on this one. Okay, the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to put a button right here. I don't want it here. I want it overlapping the edge here where this slips in. And this one already has thread on it too, so I'm going to glue it. And I was trying to decide, the thread's coming, you know, loose and ravelly on the back, and I was thinking I kind of wanted to do that instead of the correct way, which would be that. And the thread sticks out, but it's kind of boring that way. I kind of like all that thread sitting there, even though the button's on backwards. Who's going to care, right? So I'm going to glue the bottom half of the button on, and it is on backwards. And I'm going to put it down right there so that it glues to the paper and leaves part of the button hanging off like that. The next one I'm going to do is take 3 more buttons that have already got the thread in them, and I'm just going to put them on the edge of this little page here. I love these old buttons that have the thread already in them. I mean, somebody threaded that. This is not manufactured threading. Okay, and there's a little bit spaced wrong, but that's okay. Alright, so that's all we're going to do for this one. I did do one more. I did this one. So that has a button, and we'll stick it back in here. Did 2 more, and it's the little Rolodex cards that we did. I did 2 of those. There's a little button in each flower, right here and here. Alright guys, I'll see you tomorrow for prompt number 1055. 42. Bye-bye.